Good afternoon, Remax. How's everyone doing? Woo, great to see everyone live and in person. And those of you joining us virtually, welcome. My name is Jeff LaGrange, Vice President at Remax Headquarters, and I have the distinct honor to introduce your speaker this afternoon, Mr. Jared James, no stranger to the Remax family. Built a top producing real estate operation back in his day, was recognized as a 30 under 30 and one of the top coaches in the industry. So without further ado, let's give a warm Remax welcome to Jared James.
Who's excited to be at Remax R4 for the first time in over a year? Guys, make some noise like you're excited to be around people for the first time in over a year. Come on. Woo. God, I missed that. You guys have no idea. Good Lord. I told some friends recently, I feel like Chris Rock looking for a small club. I just needed an audience. Anybody else in this room zoomed out? Anybody in this room zoomed out? Like, just, good God. So, I am, for those of you that are familiar, how many of you are familiar with me in some way? We have some bit of context, some kind of, that just made me feel real. How many of you have no context at all? That hurt actually a little more than I expected it to. That was, all right, good. That's actually exciting, guys. So this is, for those of you that are new to me, this is a session that I'm really looking forward to. I tend to, when I do my sessions, I like to motivate, I like to have fun, I like to whatever. We're gonna do none of that today. Today we are gonna be very practical about how to get listings, okay? I'm not gonna do a big, long, drawn out 10-minute intro and all that stuff. And you know why? I want to get right down to 15 different ways to get listings. How many of you need listings in your market? How many of you know 2020 was a doozy? I know that guys like me are supposed to go, you know what, guys, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. You know, 2020 sucked. 2020 was, I stubbed my toe the other day. It didn't kill me. Didn't make me stronger either, okay? But the nice thing is, thank you, literally you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're sitting right there. Room full of people, I got one laugh. Sounds like I've been off for a year. So today's session, in all seriousness, guys, I actually really am excited about this, and I really did mean what I say. For those of you that are new to me, new whatever, generally I'll try to make you laugh. I'll try to bring some motivation, try to bring some energy. I'll do a little bit of that today. But the bottom line is, you guys made an effort during a time that is like no other. You guys looked at everything going on and said, you know what, we're going to find our way there. We're going to get what we need from that conference. And I want you to be able to leave here and get every single thing you needed. So with that being said, we're going to go into it. Who's taking notes today? Awesome. I'm going to find a way at the end. I'll give you guys some info as far as like how you can get every single thing I talk about. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give you the templates. I'm going to give you the dialogues. I'm going to give you everything. We're going to go old school, new school. Who's over 50 in here? Okay, there'll be something for you. Who's under 50 in here? There'll be something for you, okay? So if you hear something that sounds just a little too new for you, just hold on. We're coming back around, okay? I love it when I teach some things and people go, you know, I didn't grow up with social. Guys, none of us grew up with social. I didn't grow up driving either. Figured it out. One thing I don't want you to do if you're in this room is I don't want you to make excuses for why this will work, that won't work, that, you know, I'm not one of these people that tells you how to sell houses that has never sold a house. I was one of the top agents in the country when I was 26 years old. There's a big difference between what you think someone's going to do and what they actually do at that dining room table, true or not true. And so every single thing I'm going to talk about, guys, I run one of the largest coaching and training companies in our industry today, okay? And every single thing I'm going to talk about works on some level with people all over the world. What you need to decide when you leave here is not how do I implement 15 different things. Can we agree on that? What's going to happen if you leave here and try to implement 15 different things? Nothing's going to happen, right? What you need to be looking at is your individual personality and what's that 2 things that I can do? What's that? Because the truth of the matter is we are in a market right now where there is greater opportunity than ever before. But here's also the truth. It's not for everyone. Those of you that want to operate like it's 1995 still and just want to stare at your phone to see who's going to call you and how you're going to get, it's not going to work anymore. You got to be proactive. And that brings us right into, there's 3 ways to get business right now, okay? Number 1, you guys going to get all this stuff. Number 1, And I know no matter how many times I tell you you're going to get it, you're still going to take shots of it. I guarantee it. Number one. It's amazing what you see up here, guys. Like you think I'm going to get angry and pull it back at the end. You know what? These slides are not for you now. Let one person laugh at my joke again, and that just might happen. 3 ways to get new business, guys. Number one is you wait for it. We are pros at this. Number 2, you pay for it. And number 3, you make it happen, right? We released something recently. I put these up on Instagram, and I'll get these out to you. You guys can go right now if you want to my Instagram. You can go download these right now. 3 different templates you can use with your database to gain business. You know what the beauty is of me teaching these now after I've been teaching them for a couple months now? Is that I'm hearing from our students, I'm hearing from our followers, hey, I tried that one and I had 2 listing appointments within an hour. I tried that one over there and I had, so these all work. Believe me, I'm not going to put something in front of you that I haven't heard testimonials on, right? So the first one, really simple, something that goes out to your database. By the way, on Instagram, I'm at Jared James Today, or hopefully you can just put in Jared James. I don't know, but there's also a guitar player somewhere who ticks me off that his name is also. Okay. This one goes out, subject. Got to be grabby. You won't believe this. Hi, first name. You won't believe this, but I've got 2 buyers looking for a home in blank area that are ready, willing, and able to go. But unfortunately, due to the extremely low inventory, we've been unable to find them anything. That's why I'm reaching out to you. Can you do me a favor? You're going to hear this language over and over again today, guys. Can you do me a favor? If you or anyone you know is even considering selling, please let me know right away. I may be able to sell your house without it ever hitting the market. That's called COVID-style language. That verbiage right there, you're going to hear over and over and over again today. You know why? Winning in real estate is about saying the right thing at the right time to the right people. It's not a matter that it's a 50th time you said it that day. All that matters is that that person that you're sending it to, it's the first time that they've heard it. I get asked by friends a lot of times, back in the normal days when I was hitting 4 cities a week, they'd say, don't you get tired delivering that same keynote? I'd say, well, I do it a little different in different places, but the truth of the matter is what I remind myself when I get in front of every single audience is that it's not the 4th time I've said it that week. It's the first time they've heard it. Winning in real estate is about saying the right things to the right people at the right time. There's one template you can send out. Here's another one. Again, these are all, you can pull them off my Instagram, at Jared James Today. Next one. Subject, wow, who knew Zillow could be so off? If you want to get any reaction on anything, just throw the word Zillow in. That's how it works. Goes out to your database. Hi, first name. The market is crazy right now. There's a lot of misinformation out there. In fact, did you know that the former CEO of Zillow sold his home for more than 40% less than his estimate? Who knew that Zillow was so inaccurate? Here's the good news. If you or a friend wants to know the true value of their home or a house they're considering buying, just reply to this email with the address, and I'll let you know what it's really worth. So that's called being proactive. Get it out to your database. Let's go over another one. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these because you can literally just go download them, okay? If you guys want to make it easier, like you're searching on Instagram, just go to connectwithjared.com. All of the platforms are there. Next one. Subject, I'm ready to solve a dilemma you might have. Hi, first name. As you may or may not know, we have a serious inventory problem here in blank. More importantly, it may be causing a dilemma for you or someone you know that I'm ready to solve for you. What is that dilemma? You may want to sell, but are unsure that you can find another house worthy of moving into. Who has that situation in this room right now? This is called speaking to where they're at. For that reason, I've decided to offer my services free of charge to keep an eye out for you and what you might be looking for, which includes notifying you of off-market properties, which is what everybody wants to think that you have when they're brought to my attention. I only do this for my top clients. That's called scarcity. All these things are built into your messaging. I only do this for my top clients, so please reply to this email with your needs ASAP to reserve your spot atop my list. Look forward to hearing from you. Very simple. You can send these out to your database. You can put them out on your social. You can promote them. You can do that, like whichever way you want to put it out there. The point is to get in front of people. Look, business is the same it's always been. Get in front of people at the time they need you before a competitor. True or not true? Do we have a spring market coming up? Those listings that come up in the spring, are they actually won in the spring or are they won right now? They're won right now. It's about what you do. What can you do to ultimately make it happen? Let's talk about another way here. Another way you create listings. Have a compelling call to action. What do I mean? Billboards with "contact me" are not compelling calls to action. Telling someone to reach out is not a compelling call to action. You need to be asking yourself right now in this room, what are the multiple compelling calls to action that you offer in your business? Now, you've heard of some of these. How many of you have seen the guaranteed sale program? You're like, what is that? You know, we'll sell it within 30 days or we'll buy it. We work with one of the top agents in the country who makes a killing in his area, gets listings because it separates him. He not once has someone take advantage of the guaranteed sale program. You know why? Because there's stipulations. Yeah, sell it in 30 days and we'll buy it, but you have to be at the price that I want. You have to lower it to this price every 7 days. You have to, there's all these, by the time you get in there and then they see that, they go, I'd kind of just rather go traditional. But what am I doing when I have compelling calls to action? I'm making myself visible. For those of you that are familiar with me, or those of you that are students in here, how many times do you hear me say visibility trumps ability? Visibility trumps ability. Being an option is better than being the best. Does the best always win? How many of you know someone in your area that has listed a property in the last 12 months and you know that you're better than them? Don't look around the room right now. Any of you know someone like that? So why did they get the listing? They were an option. Our job is to get no's. The more no's we get, the more yeses that we get. Visibility. Another call to action. Instant offers. You guys have heard of these? All the third parties are doing them. Do you know when polled, 91% of all sellers said that they would like to see an instant offer? Here's a question, and I want you guys to just be 100% flat out honest with me right now. Don't you dare lie to me. How many of you have and use on a regular basis right now, promote it, market it, and everything, an instant offer program for your company? This thing must have gone off. I said, how many of you, I want you to see what just happened. 91% of sellers said that I would like to see an instant offer. And I just asked this audience, and you guys looked at me like I had COVID. Too soon? You don't know me well enough if that's too soon. You guys got me though? Like 91% want it, we don't offer it. And then we wonder why third parties continue to win. Because they're doing what's best for the consumer. We're doing what we think is best for us. So how do you even do an instant offer? I don't have that kind of money. Like what? Okay, so while 91% say they want an instant offer, less than 1% actually take it. Why wouldn't you go to your local REIA, R-E-I-A, Real Estate Investors Association, or whatever they call it in your area, in your country, in your whatever? Why would you not network with 5 different investors? Make a deal with them and say, I'm going to bring you properties. And the deal is that when I bring you a property, within 24 hours, you have to make an offer. Set up that network of 5 different investors. Now you have an instant offer program that you can market to your individual market there. Go meet, look at the property. I'll get you your instant offers. Less than 1% of the time they're going to take it. And the other 99% of the time when they don't, what do you now have? An active seller. And yet I asked that question, crickets. That's why you come to a conference, right? Come to a conference to get better. Third one. This is something we started doing with our students about 6 months ago. It's a game changer. How many of you doing certified pre-owned homes? This is hilarious, I just want to say. Certified pre-owned homes. We started doing this about 6 months ago. If you want to see how this program really works, go on Facebook. We have a group, it's free, called Jared James Coaching. You can join it for free. 15,000 agents all over the world. All we do is network, share ideas, mastermind, do everything but share our local listings nobody wants to hear about, right? Because they're all agents. Go type into that group, certified pre-owned, or put in CPO, and you're going to see examples of what I'm talking about. Here's what certified pre-owned homes is. You know when you go get a car, you get a used one, and they go, this is Toyota pre-owned certified. It's got a 50 check, 50-point check, whatever. And you're like, oh, that sounds good. You rotated the tires. You did the 50-point. Makes you feel better, right? You got used homes. Why aren't you doing certified pre-owned? Why wouldn't you go in, make a deal with the local inspector? and say, I'm going to have you inspect pre-listing every single one of my listings. I'm going to pay you 50% of what people normally pay you because we have a deal and I'm going to be doing this at scale. You're going to inspect that. Every single potential buyer is going to get a copy of the inspection report. Any major things that are going to have to be done anyway, the seller's already going to take care of, and it's also going to come with a 1-year home warranty. And now you are able to market to your area certified pre-owned homes, and it separates you from every other person in your market. You guys still with me? Go look it up. Go in the group. Jared James Coaching. CPO, certified pre-owned. You'll see how people do it, what it looks like, what they're offering. Go find the one that you love, the marketing, what it looks like. Go grab your logo, your colors and everything. Send it over to a place like Fiverr, 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 Fiverr with 2 R's, or Upwork, UPWORK. Hire some graphic design person from another country. Pay them $7.50, and 24 hours later, you have a certified pre-owned program that looks gorgeous that you can market. You guys following? You with me? Say yes. Certified pre-owned. I'm not going to cover that one. Now, here's the deal. Here's what's important about this right now. Here's what every great marketer understands. You in real estate need to understand what a great marketer you need to be, because marketing creates visibility, right? You need to be an option, right? Every great marketer, I don't know if you guys saw, but about, I don't know, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, I'm terrible with time frames. You can convince me a 2-year-old is 12, but I'm terrible with time frames. But about 3 to 6 months ago, I had on my podcast, I had Russell Brunson. Do you guys know Russell Brunson? So Russell's a friend of mine. He's probably the greatest internet marketer in the world, right? And when he was on my podcast, he made an offer for his new membership platform, to like create a membership only platform, right? Now, here's what was funny. Russell has had a membership only platform for the last 10 years. All he did was make a minor change and relaunch it. Why? Because he's the greatest internet marketer in the world, and every marketer knows that you always need to have new offers. Remember the days when the newspaper would come around and JCPenney would have that little, what's it called in there? Not flyer, what's it called? Circular. That's exactly the word. Thank you. And they had that circular. When that circular came around, even though it was the same crap they had every single week, did they say, come on down? Regular prices, plenty of items to go. We're open all the time. So anytime you get a chance, one thing's for sure, we'll be here. But no rush. Is that how they marketed? Oh. They'd have something new, 10% off. Buy one, get it, always a new offer. Are we marketers or are we not marketers? Do we want to win or do we not want to win? It's a terrible reaction to that question. Some of you are thinking about it. Maybe I should have done a longer intro and earned your trust first. But the answer to that question is I want to win, okay? Every marketer knows that you have to have a new offer. So you should have several calls to action. Let's look at another one here. Social posts. Social posts are huge, guys. Again, I'm going to give these to you. Don't worry if you can't see them, great, whatever it is, right? I'm going to give you guys away at the end. I'm going to send everything to you, okay? Social posts are a great way. By the way, all of these social posts that I'm about to show you that you can use to gain business, you guys can copy, paste them, and use them. That same group I told you about, that Jared James Coaching, it's called Jared James Coaching on Facebook. If you go into that group and then you go into the little search in the top right, you type in the number 4, not written out, but the actual number 4. It's like the 4th post down or something. You'll see a thing that says, here's the 4 things that you can post on your social to get, whatever. It's all right there for you. I'll send it an email as well, but all that's in that group. Here's some examples of things that you can do. You put up a post. Hey, let's get real about 2021. After sitting at home for the last year, what are 3 non-negotiables your next house have to have that the current one doesn't? Here's what this leverages. The new algorithm for Facebook and Instagram does not change based on your number of likes. It changes based on your number of comments. So what do we need to be garnering for our posts to go to more people? Comments. Thank you. You again. Thank you. Thank you. Is this what's happened over the last year, guys? Are you rusty as well? We forgot how to be an audience. I'm real, guys. This isn't Zoom. I can hear you. I can see you. Look at that. When I say something and you don't respond, I can see you. Like, you're right there. Like, is he a hologram? No. No, I see you not responding. So we're trying to get comments, right? Now, when we're trying to get comments, what happens? Many of those comments are going to be bullcrap. We don't care if people joking around. The 3 things it's going to have: a brand new dining room, a new pool, and not my husband. It's going to have like something stupid, right? We don't care what the comments are, but the more that happens, the algorithm kicks in. It shows to what? More people. And then you end up, guys, someone just posted this in our group. They're like, holy crap, it works. I got 112 comments from 2 hours ago. Now, probably 100 of those were nonsense. But the 12, they were like, here's what I need, and I just wish there was something available. What do you now have? You have a lead that you created. And for anybody in here that gets upset that I just called it a lead, called them a lead, maybe not it. That's not a great way to make my point. They're called leads because they can lead to a transaction. I'm well aware they're people. I know there's someone who's going to come up to me afterwards. Missed everything else I said. I didn't like it. When you called people a lead, you must be a joy to be married to. I'm just going to throw that out there. Get back on track. It's been a year, guys. It's been a year. When they come back the first time and get canceled. So there's one post. Move on, Jared. Next post. I'm doing a little research on a scale of 1 to 10. How likely would you be to sell your current home if I brought you the right buyer at a great price? You know what you're going to get? Bunch of 4s, 2s, 0, haha, emojis, 10, 10. Who do we now need to reach out to? It's called making it happen. Let's talk about some other ones here. What's one thing your next house to have your current one doesn't? On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you with your current home? There's all these different things you can do. You can take these, you can post them out to your regular, you can promote them to your area, you can, whatever it is, you are now making it happen. You're being visible to people. You're giving them an option to reply back and let you know their interest in a way that is fun, and now you start seeing who the people are, right? Let's talk about another way. Do you realize on social, when you're on Instagram, how many of you have Instagram in this room? How many of you follow me on Instagram in this room? How many of you have Instagram and you don't? I just want to see that just in case you come up for a picture later. Nope. Instagram has a thing when you add to your stories, right? By the way, guys, you know stories are the most valuable view left on social. Do you guys know what stories are? There's those little circles at the top, right? They disappear in 24 hours. Do you know why they are the most useful view left in real estate or left in social? It's the last place in the world of social that has nothing to do with an algorithm, and every single view you get is because somebody takes their finger, clicks on it, and goes, I want to see what you have to say. Every other place on social, YouTube views, Facebook views, Instagram views, all of these things are relying on the algorithm to show it in their newsfeed. There's no tricking them with the story. I have to take my finger and go, it's valuable. On Instagram stories, you're able to hit that little plus at the top and put up a poll, right? Have you guys seen this? If not, go check it out. When you go into a story, there's a little plus at the top and then hit poll, right? When you hit that poll, you can ask a question like this. Have you had thoughts of selling in the next 12 months? You know anybody looking to sell? Very simple, very whatever. What's going to happen when people respond to this question? You're able to go to that story, swipe up and see who voted yes, who voted no. Now, you don't need tens of thousands of followers to do this. You're in local real estate. If you get 7 votes and one of them says yes every single day, you just created 7 seller leads a week. Because you can go look at it and go, oh, they wrote yes. Maybe I should reach out to that person. And the beauty of stories, because they disappear in 24 hours, is that it's not like your Facebook feed that some of you are crowding with, here's my new listing at 123 Nobody Cares Street. And everybody stops following you on there because it's not what they're on there for. Stories disappear in 24 hours. So you can put up a new story like this every day, every other day, and it doesn't get annoying to anybody. We did this last year when we do an annual event, the Jared James Advance. And last year we had to do it virtually. You all know why. And we were putting up things almost daily or a couple times a week and saying, hey, how many of you have been meaning to get a ticket but haven't gotten off the fence yet? Every day we would get on there and there'd be like 22 yeses, 14 this, 75 yeses. You know what I'd take with those? I'd take those, go hand them to my sales team. They would reach out with a promo offer, and we would sell tickets every single day. Why can't you do the exact same thing? Use polls. What else? How many of you have a client loyalty program? I'm going to talk more about this tomorrow. How many of you are coming to my session tomorrow on the lifetime value of a client being $117,000 and how you actually capitalize on that? How many of you? Good. We'll have 8 people in the room. This is going to be exciting. It's full. There's more than 8. More. I'm going to talk a lot more about this tomorrow, but do you guys like loyalty programs? I didn't even look at anything other than Delta when I came here because they treat me like gold. I got a loyalty program. Why wouldn't you in real estate have a loyalty program? Why wouldn't you create a loyalty program that you market to your people? Every past person, they get a gift card once a year to the restaurant of their choice. They get free babysitting once a year if they have children. If not, it's a little bit weird. They get their free home value every single year. They get a free tax assessment appeal. They get, again, that group I told you about, Jared James Coaching. Go in there and search client loyalty program and look at all the examples of what thousands of agents are doing all over the world, and then create a client loyalty program. One of the ways you create listings is by not losing listings that should have been yours because you were so busy chasing things that were other than what was right in front of you, your actual people. Next one. Take advantage of your listing marketing. What do I mean by that? This is a big one right here, guys. Big, big one. Okay, can we in this industry, can we all make an agreement right now? Can we stop putting out just sold flyers to areas that say 47 offers over asking, sold in 1 hour for 38% over asking, and then wondering why sellers want to go FSBO? You are creating the FSBO market. Can we stop it? Now, do people like to read those flyers? Yes, they do. Why? Because they care about their neighbor's listing, because it has something to do with their value. True or not true? So we're not going to say that. We're not going to go 37,000 offers. You might as well just write, don't need me, don't need me, don't need me, don't need me, don't need me. Go FSBO. You're doing it to yourselves. But we know they're going to read it, so let's take advantage of it. So instead, let's write something like this. Just sold. Negotiated multiple offers and sold over asking. Did you know that this sale may have changed the value of your home? Reach out right away to see how it may have changed. That's communication 101. It's not what I say that matters. It's what I didn't say your value went up. What did they hear? It's like, this may have changed the value of yours. Take advantage of the eyeballs that are occurring with that. By the way, here's another thing. If you're allowed in your area, start putting a thing when you list a property. All offers will be reviewed and accepted within 7 days. You're killing your opportunity to market that home. You're killing your opportunity to circle prospect. You're killing your opportunity, throwing it on the market and getting no other, every single listing should get you a seller and 2 buyers. But we're just out there throwing it out there and going, all right, a bunch of offers, here we go. Killing your opportunity to create more business off of it. It's short-sighted. And for a lot of sellers, they should go FSBO if that's your mentality, because there is no advantage. But if you really believe there's an advantage to you working on their behalf, you being able to negotiate, you being able to get the terms where the terms need to be, you being able, give yourself some time. Take advantage of your listing marketing. That's what a pro does. You know what I know about this industry? There's a lot of people who pass the test. Ain't a lot of pros. You should not be offended by that unless you should be offended by that. If you're at your table and you're like, who's the non-pro? It's probably you. Because everybody knows who the non-pro is. We got a lot of licenses in this industry. We don't have a lot of pros. Sellers want to work with a license, or do they want to work with a pro? Let's talk about another one. This is very specific. How many of you do the congratulations posts? Pay attention step by step here, guys. This is how specific this is. It's great that you do congratulations posts, okay? But here's what you need to do. Step 1, put yourself in the photo with them, okay? Congratulations to my seller on the blah, 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 blah. They were awesome. They wear a cape. They're whatever, blah, 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 okay? Then you're going to say at the end of it, this means that I have room for one more seller. Who do you know? That's step 2. You need that call to action in there. This means I have room for one more seller. Who do you know? Now here's the gold. When I put out a post like that, I am trying to leverage their people. Do home selling posts get a lot of traction? Yes. Facebook, Instagram, there are certain words when they're in the comments that trigger the algorithm. It shows to more people, right? Like that's why like babies being born, marriages, all these things get a lot more traction. You guys following right now, right? Words like congratulations trigger the algorithm. If you ever want your individual posts to get more of a reach, just go write congratulations in your own comments and watch what happens. I'm half kidding, but it does kind of work. What's going to happen is that you're going to post that on the day of close. Picture with them, congrats, this means I have room for one more seller, who do you know? You are not going to tag them on the day of close. Why? Because we want them to share it to their people. Because when it goes to their people, it's going to get hundreds of comments, congratulations, it's all going to come back to you. But if you tag them on the day of the closing, what is going on for them on the day of the closing? The closing. The third most stressful time in their life, death, divorce, and moving, which means they may not see it because they have a lot of other things going on, right? We're hoping they see it and share it, but they may not see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the steps I said so far, and then 3 days later, I'm going to jump back over to it, and I'm going to tag them now. Why? So now it's going to go back to the top of their radar when they've slowed down, they're ready to go, whatever, and now they're going to share it to all their people. And who's going to get the visibility from that post? You guys follow that? You see how step by step that is? If you don't do it right, it doesn't work the same. We're talking about working the algorithm, working like it's very specific. And you got to have a call to action. Next one. It's a good one right here. Unlike that crap so far. This is both going forward and going back. Number one, every single one of your closings you have from this time going forward, you need to put an update in your calendar or your CRM that reminds you 1 year from them to reach out to them and give them an updated value of their portfolio. You see the words I just used? Not their home, their portfolio. Portfolio speaks to multiple properties. What is the number one contributor to people's wealth to their retirement when they retire? Their home, real estate. Any of you work with a financial advisor? Do they not update you once a year on what's going on with your portfolio? So why wouldn't you take the number one portfolio they have, reach out to them and say, hey, here's what's going on with your portfolio. The value has probably gone up about this much. That means if you took about 25,000 of that, put it into this multifamily over here, you'd get about $1,200 a month net rent if you were net rent. And now you're telling them what to do with their portfolio, which speaks to multiple properties. You guys following? Now that's a pro. Now let's go back a little bit because that's going forward. Why wouldn't you leave this conference and reach out to every single one of your past clients and start giving them an update on their portfolio? It's an excuse to reach out. You see that? Just really quickly wanted to give you a quick update. A lot of questions about the market. You may not know where you are. You're probably in this range. I don't know if you considered it, but you've got about $68,000 in equity right now. If you just pulled about 30 of that, we've got a 4-family over here that you could get. You could be bringing in $1,500 a month extra just by living in your home now, and still, they don't even know those are options. You see the difference between a pro and someone with their license? You guys following? Next. Okay, follow along here. How many of you have people in your database that have never actually bought and sold with you? Okay, I told you today's a very practical, tangible session. This is very step by step. Here's what you're going to do. I want you to take 5 people a day from your database. You're going to do 5 CMAs a day. It won't take you that long, but here's how it's going to work. You're not just going to do 5 CMAs a day. What you're going to do is you're going to go to Google Earth. If you go in and you type into Google Earth is going to come up, and then you're going to hit launch. It's 100% free. Once it's done launching, it has a tool where you can type in their address. When you type in their address, it's now going to be an overhead satellite version of their property that you can zoom in on, that you can move around on, that you can do whatever you want to do. You guys following so far? Not encouraging. You guys following? I don't want to go forward if you're not getting this. Google Earth. Type in their address. I know that this is not stuff you generally do, but the winners of tomorrow, guys, you got to learn the way business is done today. It's about becoming visible. Type in their address. It now has an overhead of their property. You're then going to use a tool like, how many of you use BombBomb? That's the best tool to use for this strategy. If not, you can use Zoom. You can use another free option. It's not going to have the same effect, and you'll see why in a second. But if you use BombBomb or one of these video tools, you're then going to screen share to your computer, which now has the Google Earth over their property. You guys follow? And you're going to record a video. You'll be down in the bottom right-hand corner because it makes you small, but you're screen sharing the Google Earth. And you're going to talk about their property while you're Google Earthing it and saying, hey, value's gone up. I see you've got a new roof here, and this over here was put in, and you're going to talk about their property. Now, here's the beauty of it. Places like BombBomb let you select what the screenshot is that's going to show on the video. When you send this out to 5 people a day, when they look at a video that is an overhead of their property, do the odds go up or down that they're going to watch that video? Way up. That is the 100% correct answer. Way up. It's just being different, guys. Send that to 5 people a day. We started doing that. I taught that strategy to our coaches on a coaches call about 3 weeks ago. 4 days later, one of my coaches reached out to me and she said, Jared, I just want to tell you, I've already listed 2 properties as a result of doing this. She said, I've probably spent 2 hours over the course of that time and I've listed 2 properties. What the heck was I doing all this time? Is that called waiting for it or making it happen? Okay, there's another one for you. Now, what if we go macro into micro? If you were to take a video and you were to look up in your area what the increase percentage-wise nationally in your country, how much has the prices in that country increased? You have that number. And then you look up locally, how much have the prices increased locally? What you're going to do is you're going to make a video where you're holding up 2 pieces of paper, 2 signs with these 2 numbers. You guys following? You're going to hold them up. 13.9%, 16.8%. You're then going to send out an email that says, or you're going to promote a social post, or you're going to, I don't care which mechanism you use, just follow along. But the email is going to say something like, find out what these 2 numbers have to do with the value of your home. Now I'm making it about them, right? They're looking at those 2 numbers. What's that got to do with the value of my home? I'm going to send that video out to my whole database. I'm then going to wait 2 days. This is called macro to micro. Send it to the whole database. And then 2 days later, I'm going to go look at the analytics and I'm going to see who watched the video. Because I now know everyone who watched a video that wanted to know what it had to do with their value of their home. And I'm now going to go micro. And every single one of those people that opened that video and watched it, I'm going to shoot them a 1-to-1 video. Now I'm going to go micro. And I'm going to say something like, hey, not sure if you watched the video or not. Yes, I do. Pretty sure. But thought you might want to know something really interesting about your particular area that could really affect your value. Reach out when you get a chance. I'd love to talk to you about it. You need to know something interesting about every area. You need to know something interesting about every school district. You need to know something interesting, but that's your catch. Hey, that was an overall video, but I'm not sure if you watched it or not, but I need to tell you something really interesting about your particular area that we should talk about. You guys see how I just went macro to micro? Watch what happens when you do that. You guys still following? You need a joke or are we good? Next one. I'll cover this one at the end. Let's talk about the single greatest way right now to create listings. Single greatest way. The number one way to create listings right now is leveraging buyers. Who has more buyers than sellers right now? Who is pissed off that they have more buyers than sellers right now? Who has cursed those buyers every day behind their back? They're not here, guys. It's okay. And yet it's the very thing we actually need. You know why? You got to have the cheese to catch the mice. So here's what I mean by that. Do you know there's a study out there that says that every time a property is listed, within 30 days within a given area, another property is listed. So we know that anytime a property is listed, what's going to happen in the next 30 days in that area? Another property is going to come up, right? We know that it isn't necessarily the listing agents. Like, it's anybody's. It's open game. It's, whatever, right? So when you show a property in an area and they don't buy that property, we have this thing called the buyer neighborhood letter, okay? I'm going to give this to you guys for free. These templates that I'm showing you, I was trying to find easy ways to give you guys. These are all in the files in that group, that Jared James Coaching. They're all in the files. You can download them for free. This buyer neighborhood letter, here's what it does. You show a property in an area. They don't buy the property. Now you send out to the nearest 50, nearest 100, nearest whatever it is, this letter that says, hey, I showed your neighbor's property over at blank. Why do I start with that? Because that's what they care about. I showed it to my buyers, Johnny and Sandy, whatever verbiage you want to use. Unfortunately, it wasn't the perfect property for them, but as I'm sure you're not surprised, they absolutely love the area. What they're looking for is, and you described just about every house in that neighborhood. Unfortunately, due to the low inventory, we've been unable to find them anything. Can you do me a favor? If you or anyone you know is even considering selling, can you let me know right away? I may be able to sell your property without it ever hitting the market. Now, when I send that out, am I looking for the 49 no's, the 99 no's, or am I looking for the one yes? That's called every action deserves a reaction. Why would we waste the showing? Now, if you're in the US, one of the easiest ways to send to the nearest area is not even to get, their info and, mail it out, whatever. If you go to USPS.com, United States Postal Service, USPS.com, they have a program called EDDM, Every Door Direct Mail. You can pick mailing routes. It'll send to it for significantly cheaper because there's no postage. See how that works? Why wouldn't you then go grab Sly Broadcast, where you can record one voicemail and have it go into every voicemail in the area? So you mail it out, and then you record a voicemail, and you go, hey, just wanted to let you know, I'm so-and-so from Remax. I just showed your neighbor's property over at blank. Unfortunately, it wasn't the perfect fit for them. What they're looking for is, if you or anyone you know is even considering selling, please let me know right away. I may be able to sell it without it ever hitting the market. Now I've gone into the voice. You guys see how that works? It's called Sly Broadcast. You guys following? Did I lose you? You following? Okay, that's the buyer neighborhood letter. Very simple. What about buyer offer not accepted letter? Anybody been outbid in the last 3 months? I mean, how many of you at the end of the day went, what other career can I do? Because this is just, I can't take any more, right? Run into people in the supermarket. How's it going in the industry? Great. Buy quick, because I might not be in this business much longer. Imagine if we said what we were really thinking. But guys, if you make an offer on a property and it's not accepted, where you have ultimate competition, right? How can you leverage that? If they made an offer in that area, it means the property was listed, which means within 30 days, what's going to happen? And you have buyers in that area. We have a letter that goes out. Hey, my buyers, John and Sandy, made an offer on blank. Unfortunately, they were outbid due to the low inventory. We're finding it really tough to find something, but they absolutely love this neighborhood. If you or anyone you know is even considering selling, please let me know right away. I may be able to sell your property without it ever hitting the market. You guys hearing the language over and over and over again? You guys see it? Consistency. What about this one? This is one of my favorite tools to get listings right here. Let me explain to you. Every single buyer that you have right now deserves a video to the marketplace. Let me explain. You have a buyer that's looking in whatever school district, looking at whatever. Why wouldn't you, for every single buyer that you're working with, do something like this? shoot a video where you're either looking at a camera or you're just holding up like this and say, hey, everyone in so-and-so area or whatever, just wanted to let you know, I've got 2 buyers I'm working with right now that are looking for a 3 to 4 bedroom, 1 to 2 bath, 1,500 to 2,000 square foot home in the so-and-so school district. Due to the low inventory, they've been unable to find anything, but they're serious about getting going. Can you do me a favor? If you or anyone you know is even considering selling, can you please let me know right away? I look forward to hearing from you. Why wouldn't you shoot that video, upload it on Facebook, upload it on Instagram, upload it on YouTube, put a $20 budget behind it, and focus on the city? You can't do zip codes anymore, but you can now still do city. Why would you not promote that to every person in your city so they're watching it, and next thing you know, someone's tagging their mom who they know is selling in so-and-so school district that fits that criteria, that someone's tagging their friend who they know is thinking about selling, who knows. Why wouldn't you do that for every single buyer you work with? Do you know the cheapest promotion dollar around today? Well, let's make this very simple. How many of you every week promote videos on YouTube, pay to promote videos on YouTube? That is why it is the cheapest dollar available for targeting. How many of you go on YouTube on a regular basis? Wow, different, but you're not paying to promote, so competition is low. Do you have a budget for every listing? Why don't you have a budget for every buyer? Forget about low inventory market. Why would you let another day go by from today on that you ever let a buyer come across your business that you don't put that video out to the whole town? Even when it doesn't generate listings, it creates visibility. People know what you're doing. They start, that's branding. 2 things marketing does, right? Number 1, direct call to action. Number 2, branding. Can we all make an agreement that from now on, you'll never work with a buyer again if you don't make that video? Can we all watch what happens? It's one of the single greatest ways to create listings today. And yet no one in here is doing it. That's why you come to conference. You're going to hear me talk tomorrow a lot about the idea of awareness versus adoption. Awareness versus adoption. We're well aware. We're learning. Who's going to adopt? Who's going to get over themselves and say, I'm just going to shoot the video and I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to put $20 towards it. And I promise you this, the first time you put that video out and you pick out 2 listings, you will never stop making that video again. True or not true? And then you're immediately going to get depressed when you think about all the business you've lost over the last 5 years. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Next one. Okay, so I think we all can agree expireds are not a great way to get listings right now. Can we all just be in agreement with that? Did any of you just get worried that I was going to teach you how to get expired right now? Can we agree that if a property goes expired in this market, it is haunted or there is something wrong with that property? Can you imagine being a seller and your property expires? Something is wrong with that property. Agree or not agree? Like, don't want that listing, right? But I want you to pull in your MLS every single listing that expired in the last 2 to 5 years that did not relist and did not sell. Follow me here. Why didn't they sell? Sure, they're going to say it's because you didn't put it in the New York Times. You would have sold, but my agent didn't put it in the Wall Street Journal. Okay, that's why it didn't sell. We all know why the property didn't sell. You want to all say it together? Price. Now that person, the property expired, they didn't relist, they didn't sell. What has happened to the market in the last 2 to 5 years? Has it gone up or has it gone down? Up. Who is fighting for those listings right now? Nobody. Did you guys see the silence when I said it? It's what I felt the whole time. Nobody's after those. Again, you can download the file in our group. It's free. You can go check it out. It's called Still Want to Sell. And it goes out to them and it basically says, I saw that your property expired and never resold. There's a lot of reasons why, but one of the things is price. You may not be aware, but you may be able to get the price that you needed to get back then. Please reach out right away if you'd like to. I'm always creating urgency, right? We had one of our students do this. He wrote me 2 months ago. When he was all done doing all of the, which ones expired, which one, there was only 27 properties, which sounds like a small number, right? There was 27 properties that came up in his search. He listed 9 of them. No competition. No, you guys listed 9 of them. So maybe expireds aren't an option right now, but 2 to 5 years, there you go. Next one. This one's pretty simple. How much time do I have? All the time you want. Appreciate that. I can take it right now for real. It's been a while. Questioning my value in life without being on a stage, I'm going to tell you. I hate that you guys didn't laugh at that because you think I'm serious. My value is not in this. I just want to make sure everybody understands that, okay? Every day I look in the mirror and I say, you are somebody. It doesn't go anywhere. All right. Here's one that a lot of you are going to ignore, but please don't. Do a great job with your current sellers. Recent polls showed that 91% of all buyers, when asked, would either work with or refer their agent again. Buyers. 53% of sellers would work with or refer their agent. The hell just happened? Do you have more control on the seller side or the buyer side? Seller. Why do almost half of them say they'll work with you again in the one that you have more control over? Can we agree that some of us in a hot market get a little lazy? Throw it out there. If we're really slow, it gets great marketing. If we're really busy, it gets nothing. We need to be the McDonald's fries of the industry. Every single client, every single seller needs to have the same experience. If you're in this room as a real estate business and you don't have a TC, you don't have a transaction coordinator that's taken 8 hours of paperwork away on every single transaction, and you only pay them if they close, so there's no risk, it's called running a business. If you don't have an actual CRM that you're not actually using, not like I have one, but you're not actually using and leveraging. If you have not set yourself up or you're not on the road to set yourself up to run like a business, you can no longer look your people in the face and say, I am the best option. If you don't have an in-house or a third-party marketer, you're able to take every listing, give it to them and say, do your magic on every single listing. Not just when you're slow, not just when you're busy, that's called running a business. Can you imagine if I got on Delta, sat in first class, starving, 6-hour flight, and they won't bring me food because sorry, it's been a rough day? What? You got a marketer you're working with for every single listing. You have a TC that's taking that out of your hands. So you have, guys, start thinking about your business. This is what's winning going forward. We're getting so angry at all these other places that are going end to end in our industry and getting upset about them. And you steal my clients. You have to see it happen. No one's been gagged up. No one's stealing. Yours is not a great option. Competition does one of two things. It eliminates you or makes you better. You know who complains? The one it eliminates. Awfully quiet in here. Got to do a better job with our sellers. Last one. Do I have time for a last one? This one's brand spanking new, and I apologize to all of our other countries. This is just the US right now, but it will be going out further, okay? How many of you have heard of Google Screened? This is freaking amazing right now. Like, amazing. Google is doing a thing called Google Screened. It's so new that you'll even have trouble finding it when you Google it. Like, it's like, I'm not even kidding. Like, but it's ridiculous. Like, you're going to have to go through, give your social security number, have a background check done, have like all of that. Minimum spend is $39 a week. Okay. We've had students and coaches that have started doing it. One of our coaches is paying $39 a week. He got 4 legit leads last week. Legit, like people went on Google, started going in, and Google made it show up and go to them. It calls the number that he has connected to. If he doesn't pick up, goes into voicemail, gives him the call back, creates a lead. Well, Google Streamed, it's brand new, and it's absolutely amazing. You need to get on that in your area. If you're in the US, everywhere else, you can ignore everything I just said. But for those of you in the US, you need to get on that like right away. Especially when you're pulling your dollars from other companies and you're going, where should my marketing be going, right? This is one of those things that you can do. I'm gonna cover one more that I skipped earlier. I've been covering this one for years, guys, so I wasn't gonna cover it, but I got 5 minutes, so let's shoot. Another one that I skipped over on there was called the new listing prospecting letter. It leverages the exact same stuff we were talking about with new buyers, right? When a new listing comes on within 30 days, what's gonna happen? So here's what you do. Why wouldn't you act like you're a buyer, set up a saved search in your MLS for every single neighborhood that you want listings in, okay? Now it's gonna notify you, notify your assistant, notify your whoever, whatever your structure is. And every time a listing comes up in that neighborhood, who's gonna be notified? Why are we doing that? Because when that listing comes on, what did that just notify us of? Within 30 days, what's gonna happen? We use this new listing prospecting letter and we send it out to the nearest 50 or 100 houses every time a new listing comes up. That's not ours, by the way. We just know that it came up. And it goes out to the nearest 50 or 100 houses and it says, hi, so-and-so, just want to let you know that your neighbor's property was just listed over at blank. Did I say my listing? Publicly listed available, like your neighbor's property was just listed over at blank. Thought you might want more information. More importantly, you may not be aware, but their property being listed may have changed the value of your property. What did we just do there, guys? Communication what? Communication 101. It's not what I say, it's what I used to tell people, like when I used to go, like 4 years ago, I went to a charity thing with my wife, and I walked into the room and she was getting ready, and I looked at her and I said, are you gonna wear that? Now, what I meant was that you look more dressed up than me. Should I get more dressed up? Is that what she heard? Is that what she heard? That is not what she heard, okay? Because it didn't matter what I said. It mattered what she heard. You got that, guys? So when I send something out to the nearest neighborhood, and I do it consistently every day, every time a property comes up in my, guys, great marketing is not about what you do sometimes. It's about what you do every time. Did you guys get that? Great marketing is not about what you do sometimes. I would go into your market and I would dominate you. Just consistent. That's it. Well, you sit and think about it. Guys, your greatest competition is not the people in this room. Your greatest competition is your complete indecision, the procrastinating. That's your competition. I would just go do it. Now it goes out every day to all these markets, and I'm getting 1 call a day, 2 over here, whatever. Hey, let me know if you'd like to know how your value may have changed over and over and over. Am I looking for the 49 no's? Or am I looking for the one? You guys see how that works? All right, guys, I'm gonna give you something free right now. You guys want some free stuff? Okay, how many of you would like some of the templates, the scripts, the dialogues, the stuff that I've talked about for free today? Guys, don't worry, there's no last 90 seconds. I'm not about to sell you on coaching. There's no booth in the back. I'm not meeting you in the expo. Put the wall down, okay? I'm literally just giving you free stuff right now. We good? Do you want all of that stuff for free? All of it, and I'll get you everything. See that bottom right-hand corner, that email, yes, Y-E-S, @jaredjamestoday.com. You got that? If you send an email right now from your phone, it doesn't matter what the subject is, it doesn't matter anything. If you send an email to yes, Y-E-S, at jaredjamestoday.com, you're immediately going to get an email back that you can look at or ignore. It's completely up to you. That's not the one I'm talking about. By the end of the week, you're going to get an email that says, RE/MAX agents, here's the free training page that I promised. And on that page, we're going to have all the templates, all the scripts. I'm going to give you some video training. I'm going to give you as much as I possibly can for free. Does that sound good? Guys, there's one of two ways that you're going to look at this industry going forward. There's two types of people, two types of entrepreneurial people. Our industry right now can be tough. It's amazing. Some of you had your best years ever, but it can also be tough. You ever heard that saying, when one door closes, another one opens? That is utter bullcrap. To win moving forward, that is not how you can think. When you look at all of the strategies and the things that you do to make things happen, your mentality has got to be, when one door closes, you open that bastard back up. It's a door. That's how they work. I'm going to end, guys. I don't know if we're allowed to stop and say hello. I really don't know the rules right now. I know that I'm going to be at the thing tonight. I don't even know what it's called. 7 o'clock thing. I think that's what it says on the agenda. I'm going to see some of you there. Guys, if you get a moment, go to connectwithjared.com. Just go to connectwithjared.com. Everything's there. I'll answer every question you have. Stay connected, guys. Free content, whatever. Love you guys to death. So happy to do this. I'll see some of you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, RE/MAX. How's everyone doing? Woo, great to see everyone live and in person. And those of you joining us virtually, welcome. My name is Jeff LaGrange, Vice President at RE/MAX headquarters, and I have the distinct honor to introduce your speaker this afternoon, Mr. Jared James, no stranger to the RE/MAX family. Built a top producing real estate operation back in his day, was recognized as a 30 under 30 and one of the top coaches in the industry. So without further ado, let's give a warm RE/MAX welcome to Jared James.
Who's excited to be at RE/MAX R4 for the first time in over a year?